Hi, I hope everyone's having an amazing day today. Let's get into some message cards and see what's going on with your person right now. What are they thinking? What's on their mind in regards to you in this connection? Okay, so we have, I want to reconcile with you. So somebody's missing you. They're missing your warmth. They're missing your smile. They're missing your wisdom and the essence of your presence. They may be lurking, stalking you on social media, kind of feeling what they missed out on when they had the chance. This is somebody that wants to come in from out in the cold. They're sitting in very heavy Five of Pentacles energy, and it's a sense of like, I'm knocking on the door, let me in. They may be dropping little hints or tidbits or suggestions on their social media that is kind of an indicator to you. I'm hearing hold your horses. So something where there's like a part of them that wants to rush forward, but they're like, hold your horses, do this the right way. This is the opportunity to really kind of step up and shine or redeem yourself in some sort of way, for where they fumbled this connection before, where they'd taken you for granted before. This may have been somebody who has gone through like a death rebirth process. The ego has dissolved and has coagulated again into a more certain or refined version of who they are. And so there's a sense that they want that to reflect in their efforts towards you. If you've been in no contact with this person for a while, they may also be kind of scouting out information. How have you changed? How have you evolved? What are you into nowadays? What's your focus? Are you seeing anyone? Are you single? Are you available? Kind of getting the lay of the land before they pounce and sort of make their move towards you, so that there's a greater possibility, a greater likelihood that you will receive them with open arms and hopefully be able to overlook what has happened between the two of you in the past and judge them with fresh eyes. We also have, I have an offer for you. Yeah, so this is somebody that's planning a very special kind of reemergence into your reality. Somebody who wants to kind of pop up very unexpectedly using the element of surprise to their advantage, but something that they feel like they also don't want to come in so suddenly or just out of the blue to where your guard goes up, your defenses go up, and that you're looking at this person kind of cautiously. So this is something where there's a sense of like they need to tighten some things up about themselves. They need to get, really certain about kind of what they're going to say, what they're going to do. They're planning 10 steps ahead as far as like if you answer their phone call, if you reply to their text message, if you read their email and respond, or their DM on social media, or this can even be somebody that's planning on coming towards you physically. So showing up at sort of like a workspace or somewhere that they know that you will be. This may also be somebody that's in cahoots with friends or family members, trying to kind of orchestrate sort of a meeting in neutral territory. So this can be something where, kind of a get together, a gathering, maybe something over the holidays, or, something that kind of has almost like the buffer of a third party in the mix of like somebody on your side of the equation that can help be like a referee in the situation, or can kind of give that reassurance and that thumbs up that this person has passed like a series of tests or requirements. Maybe this is somebody that's like approached certain friends or family members on, your side of things, and has presented themselves like, I know I messed up in the past. I know I fumbled this situation. I know I broke this person's heart, but I love them. I miss them. I want another opportunity. I was blind and now I can see. And so they may be trying to get the blessing of certain people that are close to you in order to get that permission to enter, because there's a sense that they don't want to have anything sneaky. They don't want to have anything like hidden or on the side. This is somebody that wants to love you right. They want to love you in the light of day. They want to do things properly. They're not just wanting to come in and kind of waste your time or, string you along. And so it feels like they're trying to be very kind of mindful or conscientious of like the bigger scope of your reality, what you have going on in your life, people that, may be very protective over you in a sense of like, I need to get the okay and the green light from these individuals so that if you make the choice to kind of accept me, to hear me out, to give me another opportunity, that There's a sense of more inclusiveness in terms of whatever those next steps with one another towards a better future together can look like. We also have just wait on me, please don't give up on me. So this person is feeling like the crunch of time against them. You're looking good, you're shining bright. You have all your ducks in a row, and you may have been left no other choice but to kind of like release this situation and set your sights towards other things. And there's a sense that this person may have gone through some kind of like spiritual awakening, or they really recognize what they had or the opportunity that they missed with you in the past. And so there's a sense of like, I don't want to just be a side character in your narrative. I don't want to be somebody in the audience that is kind of like watching you move forward into your best life, and then I'm kicking myself for not taking action, for not listening to my heart, not following my intuition towards you when I had the chance. So it feels like this person has overcome a lot of fears, a lot of doubts that they had about the situation. There may have been a sense of kind of like, how is this circumstance between the two of us going to be accepted by other people? If there were any differences between the two of you, or any kind of barriers in the connection in the past, they might have been like, what would people think? What would people say? They might have wanted to avoid rumors and gossip about the two of you getting together. And there's a sense that they've had time to think about that, and like, these other people's opinions don't matter. Who cares what anyone thinks? I'm in love with you, and I know that you're in love with me, and it only needs to make sense to the two of us. So this is somebody that's very brave. This is somebody that wants to fight for love, fight for you, fight for the opportunity for something more in this situation. I'll say, even though we're not together, I just can't see myself letting you go. Yeah, so this is coming with like a wave of emotional energy. This person is almost like, this is somebody that's sort of like, if I can't turn this around between the two of us, then I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to kind of open my heart to love again in the same way. They're seeing you as a once in a lifetime opportunity, but this is almost somebody that is kind of thrilled by the challenge of an opportunity to have like a comeback story. They want to reemerge in your life, not as like a persistent problem or bringing in the same drama and bullshit that you dealt with them in the past over. This is somebody who has evolved, somebody that has taken steps or is really trying to kind of outgrow a previous version of themselves, and they may have shed a previous version of themselves. And there's a sense of like, I don't want to disrupt your peace. I don't want to bring more chaos. I don't want to break your heart all over again. I want to handle you with care this time. I see the blessing that you are, that this opportunity between the two of us is and can be. And so I'm very serious about kind of doing things the right way. And with that emotional energy, this may be somebody that like breaks down in tears, when they're talking to you. It may take a lot of effort on their part to just be kind of strong and composed. And there's a sense that they're trying to give themselves some leeway, some allowance. Like, if I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry. If I'm going to be emotional, I'm going to be emotional. If it's going to be like, a big scene, not drama in a negative sense, but almost kind of something very monumental, something that'll be very meaningful, not just someone coming in and sort of peddling these empty excuses or, trying to play mind games, but something that it's almost like a dramatic show of effort on their part, which it feels like for them is like open expression. It may be hard for this person to open up and communicate their feelings, either in general or just in terms of the situation with you. And there's a sense of they've been kind of like holding back, sort of like, no, I need to be stoic. I need to be certain. I need to kind of take the tough approach and, hold my ground in this situation and sort of display all the reasons. Like, I think we should get back together, or maybe this is like a failure to launch, something where you never really had an opportunity to experience love with one another. And there's a sense that they've been like kicking themselves for missing out on that, for letting you go, or kind of not taking that leap of faith towards you in the past. And there's a sense of that they're almost finding strength within that vulnerability. Like, that's just what this situation needs to kind of shake things up in the best possible way. They need to express their emotions. They need to allow themselves to be seen as vulnerable in your presence, so that, maybe if they're kind of drawn to tears, if they start crying in the midst of this, or, their voice cracks, or they start to stutter, that something within that, they're hoping that will convey a lot of these emotions that they may have trouble kind of putting into words. Also have, I do think about the future, and when I do, I think about you in it. Yeah, so this is somebody that wants to come back in, try again. They want to build towards something more stable, something that is a more conscientious relationship between the two of you. The grass was not greener elsewhere. Even if this is somebody that's just been alone in the time since, they didn't take a chance in this situation, or they rejected you, they pushed you away, they ran. This is somebody that, has not found what they're looking for with other people. And so they may have even chosen kind of their own company over sort of shallow situations or, empty connections. This could be somebody that's, tried to have talking stages. They've tried to move on. Nothing works. They keep being brought back around to you. And it's somebody that I can't fight this any longer. I can't fight the reality that I'm made for you. You're made for me. We're perfect for each other. I don't want anyone else. I just want you. And we also have telepathically communicate with me. Yeah, so this person may be trying to reach out to you with their mind, with their heart space, with all of their energy. They're projecting themselves forward to you. So maybe somebody that has looked into manifestation, law of attraction, and they're trying to get into vibrational alignment with what they envision as happily ever after energy with you. So not only have they taken steps in the material world to clean up their act, tighten things up, kind of evolve, mature, grow up, kind of work on some fears or some emotional baggage that they had, but there's also a sense of they're tapping into that internal realm of reality and really trying to feel into what it will be like when you have that reunion. Feel into that experience of what it will be like to hold you in their arms again. Feel into that experience of what it will be like to look you in the eyes and not hide anything, not hide their feelings, not kind of cloak themselves in doubt, not tell themselves that you'd be better off with someone else, that you're right for them and they're right for you. And if nothing else makes sense in this life, it makes sense that, they express themselves, that they at least try, that they make the effort towards you on all levels, so that whatever you choose to do in this situation, whatever can unfold between the two of you in the future, that it's got kind of the optimal capacity for really beautiful results. This is somebody that wants something in a long-term sense. They want to do everything that they didn't do before. And it feels like they're getting ready to surprise you with kind of how they've leveled up, how they've expanded. Maybe this is somebody that's expanding their spiritual knowledge, and definitely trying to project themselves, mind, body, and soul, into that kind of further timeline, that higher timeline, that future timeline that they're trying to anchor into the here and now. If you're able to get past your differences, you're able to kind of feel those hurt feelings, communicate with one another, and welcome each other back into one another's lives and into one another's arms. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that in the bio. And I also started a new Instagram account that's devoted to poetry, photography, artsy things, non-tarot related things. And there's a link for that. It's called Bevan from Heaven. So if any of you are interested in checking that out, I welcome you over there. And I hope that you're excited about the content that I'm posting there. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.